Orgos. Cabos. Magalona. Marta. Mayana. Almelio. Quiet. Paloma. Okay, you behave. Polinar. Sutis. Napit. Keep quiet. Alipin. Almonte. Baracol. Bumbo. Pagas. Collado. Dal. Idurango. There are two Pantaleon. Lobresa. Gallardo. Nanol. Palio. Palio is absent. So, number 3. Brill. Absent. Number 4. Sabalia. Sabrero. Salapa. Sumailo. Taco de Angel. Kapiri. Tigalio. And Valmoria. Okay. So there are 4 absent. They make sure they will bring an excuse letter upon reporting to the school. Okay. So we'll have first the activity. Oh no. Let's have the review time for the last lesson that we discussed. We discussed about what? We discussed about financial statements. What are those financial statements? You can give number 1. Can you stand up? Okay. Statement of financial position, other one. Okay. And all? Statement of cash flow, number 3. I want to hear from the boys. Notes. Okay. Alipin. Statement of changes in equity. And the last one is with
Statement of profit or loss and other comprehensive income.
okay, statement of profit or loss or comprehensive income. Okay, so those are this financial statement. Okay, so last time we also discussed about statement of financial position or the balance sheet. Okay, and we discussed also its elements. What are those elements in a balance sheet? There are 3. Okay, Kapire. We have the asset, liabilities, and the okay. So it is also classified into 2, your asset and the liabilities, into current and non-current asset and liabilities. Okay. We have also the format, which is the account form and the report form. So what's the difference? What's the account form? It's a account. Vertical or horizontal? Okay, it's a horizontal form. This is the asset equals liabilities plus capital. How about the report form? It's a vertical. So meaning asset equals liabilities plus capital. Okay. So done. Did you do your assignment or activity yesterday? Wala na okay? Okay, I hope so. Okay, I will try that one. Okay? Okay. So, we also have solving accounting problem about the balance sheet. Okay. So, we will have the activity 1.1 post it. We have the group activity, group 1, group 2, and group 3. Okay, you're given already the account title there. Okay, you will be given an account name to identify the account, either our revenue or expenses. Then, post it the corresponding category. So, this is group 1. Okay, dito na lang ang group 1, group 2, group 3. Okay. Para din naman mabayo-bayo. Okay, this is group 3. Okay? You can have this sketch paper. Okay? So, I'm giving you 4 accounts each group. Okay? 4 accounts each group, you have to identify with your group. And then let your member post it, either it is revenue or expenses. Okay. I'll give you 1 minute. See? Yes? You have here the section. Okay. Yes, you can. Okay. Okay. I'll count 1 to 5 and then you will post that one. Only those who have the account title will post in the board. Okay? And make sure to observe silent. Okay? Atong saba will not earn the free snack ticket. Yes. Okay. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. Isa na ako na? Let's try to check. Okay. Revenue. Medical revenue. Is it correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yay!
Relating to medical revenue, if your business is? Okay, medical supplies for hospital. Okay. How about expenses? Utilities expenses. Are you going to use the utility expenses? Utilities, water, communication. Okay. How about salaries expense? How about taxes and licenses? Are we going to use this one? Taxes, okay? Any government payment, okay? How about revenue here in group 2? Gain on sale, okay? This is gain on sale of property, okay? Okay, your property, plant, and equipment. And then, we have the cleaning revenue. Para sa ganito siya. Cleaning revenue, if your business is car wash. Okay, correct. How about service income? Income from services rendered to your customer. Miscellaneous expenses? Are we going to use this one? Expenses. Okay, very good. Okay, how about sales? gain? There's also a loss on sale of property, plant, and equipment. Okay, we have the travel expenses of the Newton. Travel. Okay, so you're going to travel out of town. Okay, but if you're going to travel within the vicinity of your office, you're going to record to transportation. This one used for out of town. How about free town? It's the delivery transportation.
Cash on
of the
delivery.
Delivery of goods to your customer. Very good. You can go on. Amen. Okay. So, please read on the content standard of the topic today. Okay. Yes.
The learners demonstrate an understanding of the service income and operating expenses of the service business as well as sales, contra sales purchases, contra purchase accounts, cost of goods sold and general administrative and selling expenses of merchandising business that will equip him or her and the preparation of the statement
Statement of
Statement of
comprehensive
comprehensive
income.
income for both service and merchandising businesses.
Okay. How about the performance trends as standard? Paloma.
The learners be able to solve the successes and problems that require preparation
Statement of comprehensive income.
for the service business
Pagod-bot.
merchandising business.
So the learning objective of this discussion is the learners be able to identify the elements of the statement of comprehensive income, identify each of these items for a service business and a merchandising business. Number 2, show appreciation of the statement of comprehensive income. Third one, identifying and describing each of the items and statement of comprehensive income for formally assessment with rubrics. Okay, very good. So what is an income statement? Who can give me the definition of income statement? Who can define? Maybe your own idea or opinion? Okay. Word 1, sige. Sana.
Ma'am, it is a statement where you record or where you measure the income and expenses of a business.
Okay. So, it's an income statement report the company's financial performance through representing the entity's revenue, gains, expenses, and losses for the period ended. Okay. So, we have the revenue less the expenses equals then income before tax, then minus the income tax expense, then you will get your net income. Okay. So what are the elements of financial performance or the statement of comprehensive income? What are those? Based on the definition of your income statement. Ano sa yung makita? Revenue, expenses, isa pa, gain and loss. Okay. So when you say income, we'll read. Tabid,
Income or increases in economic benefit during the accounting period in the form of inflows, financement of assets, or increases of liabilities that result in increases in the period, other than those relating to contributions from equity participants.
okay. How about expenses? Cabo.
Expenses are decreases in economic
in occurrences of liabilities that result in increases in other than those relating to distributions of equity.
Okay, so income expense is very clear. Is it clear or not? Klaro, yes. Klaro, kaano. Income increase in economic benefit during accounting period in the form of inflows of your cash. Okay? While expenses are decreases economic benefit during the accounting period in the form of outflows of your cash. Okay? In income encompasses both revenue and gains. Okay. So when you say revenue arises in the course or ordinary regular activities, either in a service or a merchandising or in a manufacturing business. Okay. So how about gain? So when you say gain, in other terms, represent increase in economic benefit, but does not regularly arise in ordinary business operation. Example, gain on sale of asset. Okay? So, saan mo pag-differentiate, Lali? This is course of ordinary regular activities used in the operation of business. Okay? While when you say gain, represent increase in time benefit, but does not arise in the operation of business. Okay? May arise siya tungkol sa inyong asset. Okay? Sale of your asset. Hindi siya related sa pagbaligya mo sa inyong products. Nag-gets niyo ang difference? Okay, very good. So, a merchandise company who sells their inventories earns sales revenue, and that is revenue. Alin? Okay? While if the company, however, decide to sell their equipment at a price higher than its carrying value, it's a gain on sale of equipment. Example, pagpalit nimo you have 100,000. Pagbaligya nimo imong gibaligya og kuan 110. Okay? Ano ang cost sa inyong asset? Okay, assets. So, pila difference? 10. So the 10 is your gain. Okay, this is your carrying value, and this is your selling price. Yes? Okay, very good. Then let's go to expenses. Okay? Expenses encompasses both the expense and losses. Ito kanina sa revenue, and gain. But here in expense, you have expense and losses. Pero pareho na sila, di ba? Okay? Expense decrease in economic benefit due to salaries, rent, and depreciation. While losses does not arise in regular business operations such as loss from car, loss from disaster, loss from sale of your assets. Okay? Not related to the operation of business, but expenses are related to the operation of business. Okay? Aron dili mag-ibo. Okay? Okay. So, the income statement complies with the accrual basis of accounting. Okay? Anong accrual man? Isa din ang accrual. Diba? Ang basis of accounting cash and accrual. But mostly, and nowadays, hindi siya ginagamit ang cash basis. But, most of the companies use accrual basis of accounting. Because income is recognized when earned regardless if it is collected. While expenses are recognized when incurred regardless when it is paid. Meaning, si income, di ba, na-collect man mo or wala, may record yapon mo as sales. Okay? Under your income account. While expenses are recognized when incurred regardless when paid. Bisan kung wala pa na bayad, you have to accrue that one to your liabilities account. Okay? to recognize your expenses. Number one, where are we going to use this accrual basis of accounting in order to apply the principles of matching principle, in which your revenue minus your expenses, you can get an accurate and reliable graphic or the net income. Sakto gid siya within the period. Okay, naatanan mo nang gaakruta, aron magtabo silang tanan. Makuha yun ang insakto na net income for the period. Kaya kung cash basis, ay yan mabayaran, di ba? So, pwede siyang bayaran sa next December. So, dili accurate. Ano mo mga financial statement. That's why, mostly, of the company, I think nowadays, usually use the accrual basis of accounting. Wala na gagamit sa cash basis. Okay? Nasabtan. Okay, very good. So, let's proceed. So, kailan mo aning mga kwan? Logo? SGB, building a better working world. SGB is a audit company. Ito siya ang known na auditing firm. Okay? The best Pelayo. Okay? Then we have the St. Luke's College of Medicine. We have the PLDT. What's the name? This is BPI Bank. Okay, the logo of BPI Bank. We have also the David Salon. What is common in this business? What's the common? What's the common nila? What's the common nila? What are this type of business? It's a service concern business. Very good. Okay? Okay. So we will discuss the statement of comprehensive income service business. Okay? Tanaw na to of the elements in a service business. Kasi ato magamit ng mga accounts. Okay? So, service concern is one that provides skilled service, labor, or expertise to clients rather than selling the physical products. Iba mga doctors, lawyers, accountants, engineers, okay, they are practicing their expertise. Okay? That's one of the service concern business. This business generates revenue by offering intangible. Nga nang intangible na? Why is it intangible? Okay? Kilig sana. Ito na? Ika na? Hindi mo makawala. You cannot touch it. Okay? And then siya yung tangible. You cannot see it. You cannot touch it. You cannot smell. Okay? You cannot taste. Okay? Example is the planning, landscaping, consulting, and even online services like social media management is a service concern business. Okay. So, what's the income? What's the income of a service concern business? We have the okay. Please read everybody. Okay. It's an income derived in practice of profession for the professional service render. Example, accounting or the accountant, the CPA, the engineer, the doctor. Okay? Their income called professional fees. Okay, how about fair income? Who will read? Merta.
Fair income, income derived from transportation services provided to others.
So what is the example? So example lang doon. Transco. Okay, kanang nambas ba? So kana rural transit. Okay? Kanang yellow gali? Bachelor Express. Kanang isa, bagong lipunan services. Okay, wala siya. Pabama. Okay, this is one. So, the income that they generate every day for the period is called fair income. Very good. How about the rent income? Who will read? Almonte. Okay. If your business is a renting services, okay? Like parenta ka og apartment, building, condominium, market stall, automobiles, and machines, and many more. Okay? So your income for that services is called rent income. How about interest income? I want to hear from here. In this side, takot. Takot. Gusto ka may natin. Make it louder.
Interest income.
Okay? Okay, it's an income derived from lending money to other example. Si Tapiri. Okay? Miss Tapiri, nagpautang kay Floyd. Okay. So, nagpautang siya kay Floyd. So, yun siya nga, okay, I will lend you money, but there's a 1% interest. Ano natin si Tapiri. Okay? Deal. Deal sila dalawa. With 1%. So, 1,000 na ay 1% na interest. Okay? So, the interest earned of Merca is what we call the interest income. Okay. Next, we proceed to salaries, wages, interest. Okay. I know you know already this one. Okay. Incurred or paid for the services by the employees and workers in the business. Okay. Para sa inyong ginikanan, diba? Your parents are working. Okay. Since they are working, they are paid every 15th and 30th of the month. Okay? So, as an accountant or bookkeeper, you will record their salaries under salaries and wages expense. Okay? Next one is advertising expense. We'll read. I want somebody to read and give an example. Salapang. Okay.
The promotion of business merchandise, goods, and/or services.
Okay. So when you say advertising, you spend payments made in promotion of business, merchandise, goods, or services. Example, kung gusto mo magpa-ads on TV or radio, okay, asa ninyo i-record yung mga expense, record ito advertising expense. Okay. Another expense is office supplies expense. So these are the office-related material used by the business such as the paper, ball pen, envelope, paper clips, staplers, scissors, and etc. Okay? And more. We have also the rent expense. When you say rent expense, amount you paid for the use of space for the office, store, and or factory area. If your business does have a building, okay, you have to rent for a building for your business. Okay? Then you have to record your rent payment to the rent expense account. Okay? Next one is utilities expense. So you already discussed that one. Okay, here. So, amount incurred for the use of electricity, water, and telephone facilities. But in actual bookkeeping, dako na company, iisa lang na nila. Okay? In one account, such as utilities expense. But if you are a big company, you have to categorize everything. You have to specify kung unsa na siya. Utilities, water bill na, or electricity, communication, and so on and so forth. Okay? Kaya mabalo ka kung asa may dako o may gamay based on your budget. Okay? Next one is taxes and license expense. These are taxes, license, and other fees paid or incurred. So meaning these are the payment that we pay to the government offices. Okay? Like the LGU. Diba? Every year, we have the business permit. We have the DTI to pay. We have the Bureau of Fire to pay to get the business permit. Okay? So, you record that one under taxes and license expenses. Another expense is the SSS, pag-ibig, and Medicare contribution. Okay? So, the employee share in the payment of SSS, pag-ibig, and Medicare for the welfare of its employees and workers. Diba? Every month, your parents, if you ask your parents, Ma'am, na may SSS, pag-ibig, Medicare? Diba? Ang uban, nangutana sa parents. Ang uban, wala. Okay, wait, paki. You should ask your parents na ano sila. Okay? So, SSS, actually, and then there are percentage or bracketing. SSS, pag-ibig, Medicare contribution, there are bracketing. But in pag-ibig, you have to pay only, I think it's 5% of your gross salary. Okay? Nice, mo. Okay? While the SSS and Medicare, there is a bracketing based on your salary. Okay? You will learn that one in chapter 8, I think. Okay? 8 or 10? 10? Okay, chapter 10. You will learn more on it. Okay? So, if your parents pay for it through salary deduction every month, naagin na siya, deduct. Because the SSS, the pag-ibig, and Medicare, there is an employee share, employer share. Okay? The employee, so automatic, because the salary is reject. But employer share, okay, you record that one as SSS, pag-ibig, Medicare contribution under expense account. Okay? Kaya mo na expense sa company, ilang share sa employee. Example, okay, sa pag-ibig. Pag-ibig ko sa iyo ay tunay. Okay, this is pag-ibig or HDMF. Okay? Sa pag-ibig karon, employee, ES, employee share, employer, and the ER, and EE, employee share, 200. Equally na siya. Okay? This is 200. Okay? So, ang ma-remit sa company to the pag-ibig company is 400. Yan ang document sa inyong mama. Naasa record sa inyong mama. Okay? Divided niya 200 dula, but we share an employer number 200. Okay? That's why 400. Okay? That is one part of the benefits of an employee. Okay? Manarbaong kumuhon, ngayon niya siya. Na employee, na employer share. Okay? Pag-bracket dito, na employee, employer share na kanila. Okay? But mostly, most higher, example, SS and PhilHealth or Medicare, mas bigger as employer compared to the employee. Okay? Okay. Let's proceed. Nasabtan na ni si SSS, pag-ibig, and Medicare contribution. Okay. We have the travel expense. Represent the cost of incurred when traveling on business trip. Example, out of town, travel cost, employee sample, seminar. Example, ng seminar, mo sa Manila. Okay, or mo to Japan. Okay, to Korea, Jamaica. Okay, nagko of Italy. Diba? So, you record as a bookkeeper, you record the expenses. your employee under travel expenses. Another expenses and insurance expense. So these are this is the Diana, please read about the insurance expense.
Insurance expense. The expired portion of the premium paid on insurance coverage, such as premiums paid for health, life insurance, motor vehicles.
Okay, this is the expired portion. Diba? If you're going to pay your insurance company, diba? If you're going to pay 3 months insurance premium, okay? What's your entry? Prepaid insurance credit. It's a cash. Okay? Since 3 months siya, at the end of the month, okay, at the end of the period, na-consume ang isa ka bulan. Okay. So what we're going to do, this is under adjusting entries, di ba? So what will be your debit? Insurance expense. Example, this is 900. 900. Okay. Insurance expense, pila? 300. Since this is only 1 month expired. Then your credit? Okay, prepaid insurance. If you will here, that, okay? For you are to the account that one, prepaid insurance, okay? Prepaid insurance, you have 900, you have the expense of 300 expired, so bilhin na bilhin. Yes, you have the 600, equivalent to 2 months. Still unused. Okay? Or not yet consumed. Okay, nasabtan. The expired portion, you record under insurance expense. Miscellaneous expense represent very small expenditure which do not warrant separate presentation. Mga pichi-pichi lang. Okay, tagtuyo nito sa kuwan, pinahilin ko ka. May na ba? Okay? Mga ginagmay lang. Okay? You record that one under miscellaneous expenses. Okay, so we are done with the service concern. So, what's the listening logo? What logo is this? UR. This is a universal Rubina. Okay? Ano yung pinakaon bitaw ng mga junk foods? This is Nestle. Katong na inyong milk. Diba? Si Burgrad. Si Swak. We have the San Miguel. Okay, and we have the Pepsi. Okay, always bring this one after meals. Okay, or before meals. Okay? So what is common? These are okay, it's a merchandising concern. When you say merchandising concern, consider it as a merchandising concern. Consider it as a merchandising concern. Diba, ganina, service concern is also, diba, services, pertaining to services, while merchandising concern is pertaining to product, sale of goods. Okay, ganina is sale of services. Now is sale of goods. Okay. It's a type of business organization that buys goods, palit, okay, baligya, and the same goods without further processing. Papalit mo, ani, sa wholesale or manufacturer, pagbaligya po mo sa pag-retail po mo, same lang ha? Wala na nila luganin, di ba? Okay, wala siya ang example sa merchandising. Okay? The inventory or stock consists of finished product awaiting for sales. Okay, wala na sa inyo inventory. Wapagali na halin, tinatawag na o inventory. revenue and expense section. Merchandise concern differ when it comes to the account names of your revenues and cost of goods section of the sales statement. Sa service, wala siya gusto. Cost of goods sold, di ba? And revenue, sa kayahan mo nito, service revenue. But in merchandising concern, you're going to use the sales. Very good. Okay? So, the account names maintained in the accounting record of merchandise concern is one is the merchandise inventory. Okay. When you say merchandise inventory, these are commodities or goods acquired by the business intended for sale or remain unsold. Papanahalin. So, it's form part of your merchandise inventory. Kung mahalin siya, then you have to credit the merchandise inventory. Okay? Para makuhaan ang inventory. That's why we will going to recognize the merchandise inventory and, okay? This is the beginning and then the end. We have also the delivery expense to the freight out, amount incurred paid for transporting merchandise to customers such as cost of fuel, gasoline, and oil. Okay? We have also purchases, the amount of commodities or goods acquired by the business intended for sale at a profit. Plus the freight in, amount incurred or paid for merchandise bought, the transportation expense of which was shouldered by the buyer. Okay? And then we have the purchase, return, and allowances. This is a contra purchase. Account accumulates the cost of merchandise return to the supplier through anong mga damage, na ay mga yung may lambutin na scratch, okay? It's considered damage. Okay? If you're going to be a businessman, you have to check everything. Kung sakto ba din ang i-deliver ng mga item. Okay, if there are not manghihingin na additional whatsoever, return the item to the supplier. That is your right as a purchaser of the product. Okay? Di ba na di mo mahalin food? Di ba? If you'll be the owner, na-apply na mo, hindi na siya whatsoever, hindi na siya magamit. So can you sell that one to your customer? Yes or no? No. No. So make sure that your product to sell is with quality. Okay? We have also the purchase discount. So reduction in the purchase price due to payment of the buyer to the seller before the day the discount period is over. Okay? Purchase discount is given to you by the supplier. Okay? Due to your bulk of the product purchase. Okay? Okay. We have the sales. Revenue derived from sale of goods either in cash or on account or on credit. Okay? We have the sales return. Okay? The contra sales account that accumulate the cost of the merchandise sold to customer but returned for a reason like error in style, hindi maong, ingon nga scotch tape, katong puti, at butang, katong black. Okay? So, dili siya pwede. Dili mo ang naka-specify dito sa inyong purchase order. Kung dili mag-match yung purchase order on the item that they delivered, you can return that one immediately to the supplier. Okay? And then, we have the sales discount. Reduction in the selling price due to payment of the buyer to the buyer before the day the discount period is over. Okay? Okay. Expenses. Selling expense pertain to expense related to selling the product of the company. Karon, sa merchandising concern, you have to categorize ang expense. The selling and the administrative expense. Okay, selling expense when it pertain related to selling the product of the company. Pwede siya advertising expense, rent expense of the store, commission expense, the depreciation expense of the store, depreciation expense of the delivery van. Okay, ang expense ninyo sa service company, sa merchandising, you have to divide. Either selling or administrative. Okay? Okay. Administrative expense pertain to expense related to the office and the administrative work. Ano sa inyong office ito? Back office, the support group. Hindi mo siya i-record. Dahil itong sales department, ang sales department, tanan nila mga expenses na ibutang sa selling expense, while in other department not related to sale, okay, that's called administrative expense. Tanan, i-record. Diba? Have you observed? Pare-pareho na sila. Okay? Pare-pareho na kayo sila. Okay. So, non-operational, there are other income and okay, when you say other income, revenue source not directly related to the certain operating activities of the business, which is the gain. Okay, the gains. Example, interest income gain from sale of fixed asset. We have also other expense that are not directly associated with the operating activities of the business, which is the loss. Okay? So, interest expense, loss from lawsuit, losses in the disposal of fixed asset, discount, loss. Okay? So, this is the non-operational. This is how we're going to compute the net sales. Okay? You have the sales less sales return, allowances, sales discount. Okay? Make sure that tumod. Okay? Then the result will be here. Then sales minus the total of your sales return and discount is equals your net sales. Ingani dapat mag-present in a statement of comprehensive income in computing your net sales. Okay? We have the cost of goods sold, merchandise, inventory beginning. You have to memorize this formula. Okay? Merchandise inventory beginning, you add the net cost of purchase. Under net cost of purchase, we have the purchase discount, purchase return. Okay, kanisha is purchases, not purchase discount na is ayun na lang ang discount. Okay? And then less purchase discount, purchase return and allowances. Okay? So the result is the net purchase. And then you add your freight in, which is your delivery charges. Okay? And then this is what you call the total available for sale of Tigas. And then less merchandise inventory ending, and then you get the cost of sale or cost of goods sold for the product. Okay? How are you to compute the other income? Just add all the income, the other income, all the gain. Okay? To get your, that's not net sales, other income, total other income. We have the selling expenses, okay, salary, rental, the total, then that is your selling expenses. Okay, administrative expense, total yapon mo, okay, and then you have the other expense, those are the interest expense, the low sale furniture, then that will be your total other expenses, not net sales, okay? Okay, so we're done. Nasabtan, the statement of comprehensive income. Nasabtan, okay, let's have a short recap. Okay, so who can give me the definition of a income statement? How can you describe income statement? Bourbon.
It is a presentation of recording or reporting the expenses and income of a businessman.
Okay. When you say income statement, it is showing your performance, okay, business performance. You're going to record your gain, your expense, your revenue, and the loss of the company. Okay. What are the components or elements, under statement of comprehensive income? What are the elements? Pigallo, give me one. Revenue. What else? Espantalion. Expense. Polinar. Elements of statement of comprehensive income. Huh? Gain. I want to hear Valmaria. The last one. We have the loss. Okay. We have the four elements: the revenue, expense, gain, and loss. Okay. Very good. So that's good. The statement of comprehensive income. So what's the difference between gain and revenue? How can differentiate? Okay. Okay, tapere.
Revenues, ma'am, are like the cash inflows of the business that arises from the ordinary business operations, while gains are cash inflows that comes to business that does not arise from the ordinary business operations, such as gains on the profit or gains mo sa imong assets na naswali.
Very good. How about the expense and loss? Expense and loss. Cindy.
Expense mo is that arises siya sa ordinary practice business that ang losses hindi siya regular na course and regular business.
Okay. When you say expenses, it derive or from the operation of business, while the loss is not arises from ordinary course of business. Okay. Very good. So let's have an activity. You write it down in your activity notebook. Okay? I get a paper na lang din. Get a piece of paper. Okay, one whole sheet of paper. Write your monthly allowance, computed by daily allowance, number of days in a month. Write the amount you spend on food, transportation, phone load, etc. Make it monthly to match your allowance. Monthly ha, not daily. Okay, you are to prepare the monthly. Times rago din yung pila ka days, 20 days man, di ba? Ang isa ka bulan ninyo. Okay, just type. Okay, pila ka allowance si mama. Every day, 20 times 20. How much is that? 400. Diba? Okay, how much is the expense, your food? Nag-allocate ka of 10 pesos for the food. Okay, 10 times 20, you have 200. Okay, pila ang load na consume mo. You have to write it down, everything. Okay? Your monthly allowance, this will be your revenue. And everything you spend is your expenses. Okay? You have to associate those allowance with revenue, spending with expense, with the net amount as net income. Okay. I'll give you 5 minutes to do that. Okay. I'll give you 5 minutes. expenses. Ito yung mga kwan. Okay? Like this. Revenue, yung allowance. Less expenses. So, yung mga kwan. Transportation, food, load, etc. Photocopy, etc. Then the result will be your net income or loss. Okay. Oh, as simple as that. Make it brief. Ayun na yung fancy. Oh, sorry. Do you have water here? Make fast, that will be your activities for today. That is rated. Do you have any questions or inquiries or concerns regarding the activity? Just raise your hand. Allowance mo for the month. Okay. You're done? Balik na muna. Food, load, photocopy, whatsoever. Ay, kung yung nawala expenses ninyo. Ngayon, magaling mo o wala na nabilit sa kumparta ma? Oh, everything. Write all your income or revenue, okay? Write all your revenue from your allowance given by your parents. And then, list down all the expenses. Okay? Like food. Ilower ka mag-snack. Photocopy. Yes, contribution inside the classroom. If you're going to buy water, okay? You buy floor wax, diba? You will contribute. So try to list it down. Yes. Try to write 4 weeks or 20 days. Okay, 2 minutes left. Just follow this one, the formula. Okay? For the list of expenses, you're the one who knows all your expenses for the month. Spent. Okay. Okay, no problem. Okay. You do savings. Okay. 1 minute left. Okay. 5, 4, Okay, Bobens up. Okay, down. Okay. Let's answer this processing question. How much is the net amount? Ilang net amount in your net income? Do you have an income? Nay mo? Zero, yeah. How about yours? You have 174, 74, 72, 232. Ang net income nila. Okay, manilang savings. Okay, do you have greater revenue than your expenses? You say, high greater revenue than expenses. You say na loss din ha. Ikaw, Valmoria. Okay? So where did you borrow the money? Para mapunan yung loss or vice versa. Okay? So mostly you earn. Okay? You have net income. Okay? Or your savings. Okay. There be some cases where computation is zero or even negative. Ito kayo magalon na. Zero. Okay? Equal yun siya ang revenue and expenses. Okay? Naa siya sa break-even point. Okay? Break-even siya. How about si Valmoria? Negative meaning na siya loss. Okay? Na siya net loss. Sa kanya pagparbay. Okay? Paggasto, yung allowance. Okay? A business can still earn even without having cash and can still loss even with a full bank account. You will understand this concept as you go through with the lessons. Okay. Can you submit the paper in front? Okay? That is graded. Okay. Then reflect the importance of having personal statement of comprehensive income. Okay? So it's really important, okay, that you know how to compute your personal statement of comprehensive income so that at the end of the day or the end of the month, you will know if you earn a savings or a loss. Okay? Nakaka-importante. Okay. Okay. Get your activity notebook. Okay. So, I want you to identify the following. Whether there are income, expense, other income, or loss. Okay? So, in every correct answer is equivalent to 2 points. Okay? Get 1/4 sheet of paper. 1/4. 1/4. Make it fast. 5, 4, 3, 1/4. Okay, I'll give you only 5 minutes to answer this one. Okay. Make it fast. Just write either income, expense, other income, or loss. Yes, by number. You can write it by column. Okay, income, expense, other income or loss, and then ibutang dito. Correspond. Okay? Pwede kapon by number na lang. Okay? For your convenience. Okay? Every number, if red income is income, expense, or other income or loss. Just write the answer immediately. Okay. Answer immediately. Okay. 4 minutes left. No need to copy. Just answer it directly. Three minutes left. Just write if it is income, expense, or other income or loss. Okay? Rent income. Somebody see that. Is it income, expense, or other income or loss? Okay? How about salaries and expense? Okay? Just classify it or identify it. Whether it's an income, expense, or other income or loss. Two minutes left. One minute left. It's very easy. Cover your paper, please. Cover your paper. Five, four, three, two, one. Buttons up. Okay. Can you submit all your papers in front? We will check that one tomorrow. Before we proceed to our next topic. Okay. Can you collect? Miss Milo? Okay. For your NACO class, study in advance on how to prepare an SCI for a service business using the single-step approach. Okay, this will be discussed by Mr. Campos tomorrow in his report. Okay? And dial. Okay, goodbye everyone.